Hey everyone, and welcome to episode number 1 of Lean Talk with Rahul, the show where your real world questions meet practical problem solving strategies rooted in Lean, Six Sigma, project management, and operational excellence. Today's episode features a thoughtful question from one of our global learners, Alan Britt, joining us all the way from Reno, Nevada, USA. Alan is an active learner on Udemy and he has been on an impressive continuous improvement journey. He has already completed Lean Management, the Value Stream Mapping Specialist course, and both the White and Yellow Belt certifications in Six Sigma. Currently, he is enrolled in our brainstorming masterclass and gearing up to take on the Green Belt. Now, Alan's question touches on a very real challenge that many professionals face. What do you do when there is an action item or process that's important, but there's no existing way to track whether it's actually being maintained or sustained? Or, put another way, how do you develop KPIs or simple tracking tools when there is nothing measurable in place yet? It's a powerful question, especially for anyone leading change in dynamic environments. Let's hear directly from Alan.
Hi, my name is Alan Britt. I'm from the U.S. and I'm based out of Reno, Nevada. So I am currently enrolled in the brainstorming class at Udemy, and I'm about to be working on my green belt for Six Sigma. I have already completed Lean Management, the VSM Specialist, and White and Yellow Belts for Six Sigma on Udemy. So far, I appreciate everything that you've been able to teach us in these classes, and it's been a tremendous help in my current line of work. But I do have a question for you. I was curious, how do you handle situations where an action item or similar, there's no current ways to be able to track it to help figure out if it's being maintained or not? What tools do you use to help develop KPIs for that process or something similar that you're trying to keep track of and follow up on?
Hi, Alan. Thank you so much for your question and for sharing your learning journey. It's amazing to hear how committed you are, not just to completing the courses, but to applying them in your day to day work. That mindset is exactly what sets great problem solvers apart. Now, to your question. It's a great one and something a lot of teams struggle with. What do you do when you've got an action item or process that's important, but there is no clear way to track if it's being maintained or sustained over time? Here's how I would approach it. Step 1. Define the purpose first. Before we even talk about tools, the first step is to get crystal clear on what success looks like for that action item. Is it something that should happen daily? Should a metric go up or down? Or is it just about maintaining a standard? Once you define that clearly, you are no longer tracking just for the sake of it. You are measuring against an outcome. Step 2. Build a leading indicator. Sometimes you won't have direct metrics to prove something is working, but you can create leading indicators. These are early signs that give you confidence. Let's say you've implemented a new checklist process. Maybe there's no current system logging it, but you could start with something simple, a visual control, like a whiteboard or digital tracker, a weekly check in log, or even a simple audit sheet where supervisors confirm completion. The key is you don't need perfect data, you just need consistent signals. Step number 3. Create a lightweight KPI. Once you have a leading signal, turn it into a lightweight KPI, something that gives you just enough visibility. Examples could be percentage of times the checklist was completed this week, number of times a supervisor verified the process, or even number of exceptions or misses noticed. Remember, KPIs don't have to be complex dashboards. A simple Excel sheet or a whiteboard can be powerful if it's maintained regularly. Step number 4. Automate later, not now. A lot of people jump straight into tech tools. But if you don't have a reliable manual process first, Automation will only hide the problem. Start simple, validate the habit, then over time, you can use tools like Trello, Google Forms, Microsoft Power Automate, or even KPI dashboards to scale it. Let me share a real life example. At one of the service organizations I worked with, we had a challenge ensuring that frontline team members were consistently following a new customer greeting script, something that directly impacted first impressions but wasn't being logged anywhere. There was no system to track it. So here's what we did: we introduced a simple daily peer review board. At the end of each day, each team member rated a colleague they observed on a small set of behaviors, one of which was script adherence. It was low tech, just sticky notes on a wall at first, but guess what? Within 2 weeks, adherence jumped significantly. Why? Because now it was being observed, discussed, and lightly tracked. And that visibility created accountability. After a month, we converted it into a quick digital form and later integrated it into the supervisor's weekly report. That's the power of starting small, tracking behavior, and letting the system evolve. As a final thought, I would say if you can't measure the outcome directly, measure the behavior that leads to it. Because when the behavior becomes routine, the results follow naturally. Thank you again, Alan. That was a fantastic question and one many teams will benefit from. Keep up the amazing work, and I look forward to seeing how you apply this in your Greenbelt journey. And for everyone watching, if you've got a question you would like me to answer in a future episode, just head over to aigproexcellence.com /lean talk with Rahul. Use that link to record and send in your video question. It's quick and easy. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear what resonated with you. See you in the next episode with a new question.